Thanks for watching Be Better Golf. This is really exciting coverage of the 2019 Long Beach Match Play Championship. This is the round of 32 starting today. So click the subscribe button. Just a few of the different kinds of swings you'll see here. All really good players that made it through qualifying and the round of 64 to play in the round of 32.
Play today will be from the white Long Beach Golf Festival markers. This is a 7:08 starting time. From Cerritos, Andrew Fernandez.
All right, let's get around started. This is going to be a match between Andrew Fernandez, longtime friend of mine and Be Better Golfer, been on the channel for now, I guess, 3 years now. And he's going to be playing another friend of mine, Omar, who is in the men's club here at El Dorado. Andrew hits a great drive down the right center of the fairway with his 3-wood.
And from Bellflower, Omar Diaz.
And Omar Diaz, who is on the board of the El Dorado Men's Club. He is the, I think, rules director right now, and a really good player, and was a really good college golfer at Long Beach City. All right, so he's got 3-wood as well on this, like 370-yard par 4, dogleg left. Omar hits it perfectly.
Enjoy your morning, gents.
And they're off. Andrew and Omar have known each other for a long time, both being from this area. Andrew a little younger, obviously. So there's Andrew in the right rough, just barely. And here is Omar from about 135 yards with what looks like a pitching wedge, maybe a little bit less than that. Pass through on the wedge and comes up just short right, but it's a good shot. There's not that much room between the hole and the front of the green. Good angle of Andrew. You can see the difference in the wedge setup between the first video during qualifying and this video. That one's a little out to the right, just went through the rough a little bit too much, I think, and got the face hung open. So Andrew will be putting from the fringe for his birdie here on the first hole. Really, really beautiful conditions at El Dorado. If you're in the area, I would definitely recommend going playing it because the greens are just great, and so are the fairways. Everybody's doing a great job. So that's conceded. Andrew gets a 4 on the opening hole, which most players would take that without even playing. 4's fairly decent, you know, just to get started. And Omar, for his birdie, comes up short. That's going to be conceded as well. And we'll move on to the second hole with the match tied. You know, they don't say all squared anymore. The term all squared has been eliminated from the rules of golf. It was one of the great golf terms there was, all square, but now it's tied. You say the word tied. You don't say all squared anymore. I guess they're trying to make things more simple. Andrew hits a drive. Where did he hit that? To the right-hand side, I think. And Omar hits it right down the middle. Another good 3-wood for Omar as he goes. And Andrew's in the right-hand rough. So the rough you don't want to be in, and you got to hit over the tree, which you don't want to do. But the angle is pretty good. Andrew goes straight at it, just to the left of the flag. There's not much room between the flag and the collar there, but he gets it in there. And he's got a real legitimate chance. Look for birdie. Good angle at Omar's approach, which goes right over the stick, just long. Omar, I think, is about, I have to look at the handicap thing. I think he's like a 1.3 or a 0.9 handicap, something like that. Putting down the hill, perfect speed, just goes a little to the left. So an open door for Andrew here to take a lead in the match. This is going to be moving from our right to left, Andrew's left to right. Oh, really good putt. Just either not enough break or not enough speed. Probably not enough break. You wouldn't want to have hit it harder than that and have it miss anyway. All right, going on to the 100 and I believe it's 165-yard par 3 third hole. Beautiful jacaranda trees in bloom behind. It's always such a great time of year to come out and play this course. And Andrew hits just a pin high, nearly perfect shot. I mean, perfect for distance. Just a really great shot. So he'll have that for his second really legitimate birdie look in a row. And here's Omar, swinging well early in the match, goes right at it, backs it up a little bit, so he'll be outside of Andrew. Putting first for birdie. That's inside the circle of friendship and conceded. So Omar, makes a par in this hole, and this is for Andrew to make birdie and go one up in the match. Same kind of putt he just had. Oh, wicked lip out there. So the match remains tied after 2 holes. Going to the match remains tied after 3 holes, going to the par 5 fourth hole. This is a great hole to watch in these matches. It really shows, it's really a separation hole, I like to say, because long hitters can take a real huge advantage on this hole. Andrew hits a good drive, and then Omar put it up against the out-of-bounds fence here. So as the rules director for the El Dorado Men's Club, he knows that you can't drop it from an out-of-bounds fence, so he's got to play it lefty and just scrambles it up there. Andrew has his own problems in the right rough, but is able to get enough of a backswing to advance the ball down there. So here's Omar's third shot. And he chases up there, still not able to completely go for the green. So that's Omar's ball there on the left. And here's Andrew's third shot, which is looking pin high, but again, kind of like the wedge shot on the first hole, is just a little to the right. So having some kind of aiming issues with his wedges early on, but distance is very solid. Omar makes a really nice impact through that ball, and he'll have a good chance at making a par. You can think that's Omar's coin there. So here's Andrew for his birdie, which fell off down there. Another lip out. Another lip out. So here's Omar with a chance to tie the hole and get out of this par 5 with the match still tied. So this is a huge putt here. And what a stroke. What a stroke, Mr. Diaz. What a great par that was for Omar to keep the match tied. So I walk down the fairway and turn around to watch the par 4. This is like 385 yards. Par 4. So Andrew sending his drive over the bunker on the right-hand side. And Omar, not another one-handed finish. So just a little off balance and out of sorts, and he goes into that bunker there. So here's Omar from a fairway bunker. You can see quite a lot of sand in that area that he's in there, and the sand here at El Dorado Park is a difficult. It's not a very light, fluffy sand like you would see on a lot of like tour courses. This is a native sand to this area, so it's very coarse and tough to get through. And if there's a clump of it behind your ball, it's very difficult to hit it the distance you want to. So Andrew hits a punch shot under the tree and really lands it in a great spot. Comes up just short of the pin, which is way back there today. Omar, third shot, another pitch. So he'll have that to try to get up and down for par again. So putting himself into some awkward positions that he wouldn't want to. So Andrew comes up well short, but he would take it from where he was. And this for birdie, that's a good run, but it goes just past, and I don't think that's going to be conceded. No, he's got a coin down there. He's going to have to putt that one. So here's Omar for his par after being in the bunker. No. Omar misses that putt. The bogey putt's conceded, and you can see Omar, he hated that. He just Did not expect it to break that way, but in general, was just disappointed with the drive just as much as anything else. So Andrew to win the hole with par. So Andrew goes 1 up after 5 here on the 6th tee box. This is, I would say, the signature hole of the front 9. Really beautiful hole with lots of old growth trees around here. One of the staples of this golf course. It's pretty rare in California to have, in this area anyway, to have a lot of old growth trees and everything. Omar, for the 2nd hole in a row, is in a fairway bunker. There's Omar's dad there. Omar's told me that his dad first caddied for him in this same exact tournament, I think in 1992. So now it's 2019, and he's still playing in it with his dad as the caddy. That is just an amazing testament to what a great game golf is. Andrew hits it up onto the green out of some thick rough. Did not get much spin. So let's keep count here. So that's 3 bunkers for Omar in 2 holes. And there's a reason I'm counting. You'll see in a minute. And Omar is well known in the men's club anyway, which I used to be a member of for a long time before the kids. He's well known as a extremely good bunker player. And he hits a good one there. Andrew for birdie, so Andrew runs that on. He'll have that remaining for par. Gave it a little bit more of a charge than he would have wanted to. Remember, Andrew's 1 up in the match at the moment. And here's Omar for his par. So this would be, I guess you would call it a double Sandy if you were playing junk. And makes it. Extremely good par there. Up and down out of the bunker. So he went driver into the bunker, iron into the other bunker, and then a sand wedge putter for a adventurous par. Here is Andrew for his par after playing it a little bit more traditionally, but he's got quite a bit of work here to get it. Really great putting stroke there. Andrew remains 1 up in the match after 6 holes. As we go to the par 5 7th hole, this is like 515 or 520 yards. Now you can reach the bunker on the right. Andrew hits a good drive there. The bunker on the short left, that's not really in play for any of these players. Omar hits a... Now where did that go? Let's see. Wait for the next shot to remind me. Omar hits a good drive right down the middle. Okay, so there's water short right of here, and that gets into the mind of quite a few players. We saw in the round, in the round 64, Andrew went in that water, so it does get in the mind of quite a few players. So that's another bunker for Omar, so that's the 4th bunker in 3 holes. And Andrew hits a layup shot to about, I think, 70 yards. So here's Omar again. You don't want to be in these fairway bunkers because the sand is so coarse, and you can see it's in kind of clumpy. So the chances of you being able to get the club completely clean onto the back of the ball are not good. And Omar hits one of those clumps and goes into another bunker. So I think that's 5 bunkers in the course of 3 holes. Andrew pitching up there, I think that's about 60 yards or so. I don't know if he was trying to send it up that hill and bring it back or not. I'm sorry, Omar was not in that bunker. He was just past the bunker. He's chipping for birdie, makes it. So Omar's deft short game really comes in nicely here, and just drained that for birdie. That was extremely nice. So here's Andrew to keep an advantage in the match. And remember, Andrew's 1 up at the moment. And this is for his 4 on this par 5. You can see just how great these greens are. These are Poana greens, just like they're going to have at the U.S. Open. At Pebble Beach coming up next week. Andrew stroking it for his really good. Andrew goes 1 up in the match. Andrew remains 1 up in the match after Omar's chip-in birdie, and we go to the difficult 8th hole 400, over 450 yards, dog leg left. Andrew just hits a great drive down the right-hand side. Watching it. That's fine. And here's Omar for his opening tee shot in this difficult hole. Now, he made just beautiful center contact. He just had his path going a little bit to the left, and that wiped it over here. Now, he was right on the cart path and had to take a drop and had iron in his hand, but he's going to switch out to his hybrid. That UST shaft in it. And the thick rough there, you can see, just kind of shut the face of that down and sent it and kind of hook scamper around that tree. Now here's Andrew's second shot from about 180 yards. Now that one was off the toe. That'll be in the grass bunker, short right of the green. Not really in that great of a spot here. So a little bit of face on for Omar as he's pitching again, hoping for another up and down. He's really putting himself under a lot of work for his short game, but you got to play with the game you have that day, and he's doing it there. Andrew pitching up and gets wedged between the flagstick and the hole. Makes it for birdie. That's a 3. I was looking at it for a while. I was like, oh, what exactly happens? Because the ball, and I think the rule is that's a hold putt. That's a hold shot. It certainly is, because Omar conceded it. I think what you actually do is you take the pin out in a straight line. If it falls in, it's hold. But Omar conceded that. So that is a 3 for Omar. If you know more about that, I'd love to hear about it. Put it in the comments below. All right, in this 212 yard from the Long Beach Open tees here, par 3, Andrew, it's basically a block to the right-hand side in a good area though, and Omar hits pull into another bunker. So Omar has been in, he's been in, I think, 5 bunkers this side. Andrew hits a decent pitch. I mean, beautiful contact, came up just a little bit short, and Omar's in this bunker. See if he can make good contact out of here. No, it just takes a little bit too much sand. Looking down at it. So this is for Omar's par attempt. Extremely close. Extremely close. I thought he made that. He didn't. Andrew's 2 up in the match at the moment. This is to go 3 up. This is 3 up in match play is, I mean, that is a healthy deficit, but misses it. Now he looks at, he's like, you made 4, right? So really Andrew would have to make that one, but good sportsmanship there. Omar didn't make him putt that. Although it would have been good sportsmanship to make him putt that. I mean, I'm not really making any judgment. All right, so after 9 holes, there's the public out there giving it a whirl. After 9 holes, Andrew is 2 up in the match. Andrew just hits a beautiful drive. Now, Andrew was having some questions about his driver. See, it's down there up the left-hand side. He didn't like how much it was spinning. So he was thinking about changing the head if he makes it through this match, he told me. And Omar hits I think a good drive, up the, right in the middle. Now Andrew hits trying to hit a draw, but hit a bit of a double cross here because this is a fade into jail. And here is Omar's second shot. So yeah, Omar did indeed hit an incredibly long, very good drive. And he chases what looks like a 3-wood up just short of the green. I mean, you would rather have it be a little left for the angle, but that's still in a very good position. Andrew has to play this shot lower than he would have liked to. It runs out to the fringe. So here's Omar for his 3rd shot on the upslope and lands on a downslope. So it runs out quite a bit. Not too bad though. He'll have that remaining for his birdie attempt. Andrew, his touch has just been great, and we got to give that chip an A+. I'll give that camera work a D- though. I'll have to talk to the cameraman about that. And Omar running it up for birdie. Also extremely good touch. Both these guys Really wicked short games. Impressive to watch. So Andrew remains 2 up in the match after 10 holes. Going to the 11th hole, which is like 360 yards. Andrew hits an extremely good drive that gets past those trees on the right. Those trees on the right are like a bellwether of whether or not you're a long hitter. If you can hit it where so far that it gets past those trees and they don't bother you, it's an extreme advantage. So Omar hits, I think that was less than driver. I wasn't paying attention. So he'll have to go over those 2 trees that you see on the right. And not great impact there. So just earlier on the other hole, I saw Omar was having his dad do some work on his back because I think he was in quite a lot of pain with his back. Andrew hits a beautiful wedge shot. And I don't know if he was happy with not pulling any wedges, but as I know Andrew's game a little bit, and he was hitting his... seeing him hit those wedges a perfect distance and just a little, like even like a foot or 2 feet right of his target, I mean, that's great. Omar makes a really nice par with a good 2-putt there, and you can see his expression. He's not comfortable. He's in pain. So here is Andrew for his birdie. Beautiful putt there. Andrew goes 3 up in the match now through 11 holes, and here is the 195-yard par. Well, it's a red flag, so it's probably 190 or 189-yard par 3. Andrew hits it pin high. And here's Omar. You can see his alignment's a little left, but you can't. That's kind of part of his game. That's really all. Just feeling totally locked up. If you ever feel like the muscle between your shoulder blade and your spine gets completely frozen and locked up, that's what he was going through, is what his dad was telling me and him were telling me. So he'll have to deal with that. He'll have that for par coming back. Here's Andrew for birdie. And he runs it just past. I don't know if that'll be conceded or not. And it was conceded. Omar for his par, no. Goes past. So it's getting late extremely early in this match as Andrew goes 4 up in the match. And we go to the most difficult hole on the golf course, handicap-wise, and that is just a beautiful drive. There's nothing wrong with that. Andrew still didn't like it as far as he just felt like it was too spinny, but it's just an awesome drive. And Omar gets it right down the fairway. Hits a really good drive himself. But really hard to, when you're having that kind of problem, to stay in your posture, and puts it into the ground a little bit and comes up short. Here's Andrew for his second shot, and now he's hitting his short irons and wedges. Like now I texted my friend who was a person who was keenly interested in this match, and I texted him, oh, okay, Andrew's really playing sharp now. And Omar pitching for his birdie attempt, and this is going to be for his par. Crucial to make this. He misses it. So that'd be a bogey for Omar, and Andrew's birdie putt is conceded. So Andrew goes 5 up in the match. As we go to the 14th hole, and Andrew is taking iron off the tee, something that he did on this hole quite a bit. He can hit it, I think, about 230 with this iron. And it comes up just short of that bunker that's there at 100 yards. And Omar hit a hook, which is something you see a lot with people who are having back issues. So I'll let you know that this match finished with Andrew as the victor. Stay tuned to Be Better Golf, as you'll see the round of 16 match, which I filmed, Andrew versus his friend Tyler Schaefer, who's a very good golfer from this area, who has advanced to the round of 16 as well. Here at the Long Beach Match Play. Thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate you guys clicking that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Thanks again, everybody. See you soon. Bye.